This is the SF Productions Podcast Network.
The new fall shows are here! The new fall shows are here!
From the Pop Culture Bunker, I'm Mindy.
And I'm Mark. You can check out our audio podcast, How I Got My Wife to Read Comics on iTunes, on our website, sfpodcastnetwork.com. So the idea of premiering new TV shows in the fall really goes back to the 1950s, when the automakers would bring out their new model year cars. They don't really do that anymore, they just bring them out whenever. But the idea was that the car industry were major advertisers, especially for early television. There were whole shows that were like, it's the Buick program with, you know. So the TV industry is nothing if not bound to tradition, so they keep doing it this way.
And that might be also why it's the networks that tend to premiere shows in the fall more, because they were more reliant on ad dollars.
Absolutely. So we want to run through the new and some returning shows night by night. And there are a huge number of new network shows, especially on NBC.
Well, new shows altogether, I think there's something like 119 per Entertainment Weekly.
Yeah, it's clear they're getting desperate because they're worried about cable, they're worried about streaming. Unfortunately, a lot of the shows, as they always are, tend to be formulaic.
But, you know, you look at it and some of the formulaic shows are the ones that do the best.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's maybe not the ones we enjoy, but...
There you go. All right, so starting out with Sunday night. So if you like the current network schedule, it's pretty much more of the same. The only new show on Sunday night is Betrayal from ABC. It's a 13-episode drama based on a Dutch series. There's infidelity, there's murder, there's legal wrangling going on.
Now, it's not going to show for 13 weeks, though, right? They'll still have a couple reruns and stuff, or do you think they'll show it 13 weeks straight?
If they're smart, they show it 13 weeks straight. Although, if they do that, then they're basically going to run through into the holidays.
Right.
So, I don't know how that's going to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I assume there will be some breaks in there.
But, you know, I guess it depends on what happens in some of the other things, because sometimes they preempt for news events or something.
Yeah, sure.
So...
Well, then, of course, you all will have the Fox animation block.
Which includes still more of The Simpsons.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's never ending. There are people who are, like, turning 25 this year.
Yeah, who have never known a world without The Simpsons.
Known a world without The Simpsons. Oh my gosh. That just amazes me.
You also have Once Upon a Time over on ABC. I know you really enjoy that.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, although mostly I watch it delayed. I never watch it live.
Yeah. The Good Wife on CBS, and The Mentalist also on CBS.
And I love The Mentalist, although, you know, it's another one of those that may be almost past its prime. It's been on for a good bit now. Mm-hmm. They're stumbling over some long-term storylines.
Right. Some new shows on cable. There's a show called The Masters of Sex on Showtime.
Which is Masters and Johnson?
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. Although you'd assume it was something that was on Skinamax at like 2 a.m. But no. It's a period drama about Masters and Johnson. It's essentially Mad Men with more sex.
Do you think that anybody younger than us even knows who Masters and Johnson were anymore?
I think they're going to have to be reacquainted with that, because I'm guessing no.
Yeah.
There's also Hello Ladies on HBO. It's a sitcom from Stephen Merchant, who is the co-creator of The Office. The other stuff that they've done since then, I mean, Extras was decent, but the rest of the stuff, you know.
Okay.
We'll see. Of course, there's also The Walking Dead and Homeland. Moving on to Monday night. New network shows. There's a lot of new network shows here. Almost Human on Fox. It's Holmes and Yo-Yo, The Next Generation. There was a show in the 70s about a cop with a robot partner.
But that was a comedy.
Yes.
I don't think this one's intended to be a comedy.
No, it's not.
So
it's actually produced by one of the showrunners for Fringe. It's a future cop partnered with a robot.
But it's not really RoboCop either.
No.
You know,
no,
so...
it's just, the regular human.
And it's an android, right?
Yeah.
So
it's
an actor playing a robot.
Yes.
That looks like a human.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, boy, this is a throwback too to that show you're watching now with Julie Newmar.
Right. Yeah.
That's not a cop show, but it's
yes.
another android. You know, so this is a really old concept just being redone again.
Yeah, My Living Doll. I had to think about
there
that
you
for a second. We Are Men on CBS. 4 divorced men dealing with life. And it's a single-camera comedy, and it's Tony Shalhoub's return to television after Monk.
Monk, and then a break for movies and
right.
some other stuff, and then coming back to TV.
Right.
So, and we're going to see this on and on, that there's a lot of these classic TV stars who've left TV who are coming back this year.
Mm-hmm.
So
right. There's also Sleepy Hollow on Fox. So it's a modern retelling of Sleepy Hollow.
Again, probably owes its life to Once Upon a Time.
Absolutely. And this is from the producers who did Hawaii Five-0 and Star Trek. It's the J.J. Abrams group.
Okay.
And as you mentioned, it's just getting on the Once Upon a Time bandwagon.
Yeah. And you know what? I always forget about Grimm, but Grimm actually came on the same year as Once Upon a Time did.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you could say, oh, it's on the Grimm bandwagon,
yeah,
but you don't hear as much about that.
Not as much. Mom on CBS, a Chuck Lorre comedy.
Oh, I so much want this one to work because I love Alice and Janney.
Mm-hmm. It's Janney and Anna Faris who play a mom and a daughter who are both recovering alcoholics.
So
and wackiness ensues.
Maybe it won't be a great show. You know, it's that whole Chuck Lorre thing. You know, it's like, yeah, we like The Big Bang Theory, but we hate 2.5 Men.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be classy with a K.
Yeah.
Hostages, CBS. This is a 15-episode thriller.
So it's another one of those that's got a defined storyline and length.
Beginning and end.
And it should go for the whole series. It shouldn't be like, we're going to show 3 episodes and then not show any more.
Presumably.
Yeah.
It's from Jerry Bruckheimer. It's starring Toni Collette. And frankly, based on the description and the concept, it seems much more like a Fox series. And this happens every once in a while. The show, maybe it was even originally pitched to Fox and they said, no, we'll pass.
Mm-hmm.
This really isn't CBS's wheelhouse.
It seems more 24-ish.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little strange there. The Blacklist, NBC. So this is really Silence of the Lambs, the TV series.
Except that they already have Hannibal.
Yeah. It's James Spader, and he's this horrible terrorist who helps the FBI with tracking down other bad guys. And they've certainly marketed this show enough. It's been all over the place. Lots of ads, lots of the print ads all over the place. And then also on Monday night, How I Met Your Mother, which is now going into the final season, which frankly could have cut off a little earlier.
Yeah, I mean,
they dragged it on a little longer than it needed to.
They kept dragging it on and on, you know.
On Bones, on Fox, there's going to be presumably a marriage.
Well, maybe.
We don't know.
Bones is one of those series that I do think has pretty much jumped the shark.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like, and I've said it before, I don't like these where they have a super criminal that keeps coming back episode after episode after episode, year after year after year. I hate those. And that's what they're stuck with now. And that's what's causing a lot of the conflict. And, there's episodes I haven't watched of Bones just because of that. And I don't know if I'm going to go back and watch it. As much as I love the show and love the characters, I hate the super criminals.
And you like more of the standard procedural. 60 minutes from now, it's going to be done with, and then we'll move on to the next thing.
Well, but I don't even mind, the backstory of the character. I love the character interplay
that's
here.
Fine.
And that's fine in their stories. But, yeah, the other part of it, no.
Right.
So.
And then we have Castle over on ABC.
Okay.
And then we have Dancing with the Stars, which we talked about in our previous show, also on ABC.
Yes. Gosh, Mark, this is a lot of shows. Let's continue in our next episode.
That's probably a good idea. You can check out our audio podcast, How I Got My Wife to Read Comics, on iTunes, or on our website, sfpodcastnetwork.com.
From the Pop Culture Bunker, I'm Mindy.
And I'm Mark. Thanks for watching.